Lists of things you must have by a certain age usually revolved around things or money or achievements. In today's video, I want to share with you a few things that I wanted to achieve before I turned 30 and why I think you should have them too.
We interrupt this program for a special news bulletin.
Before anything else, I just want to say, wow, thank you, 1,000 subscribers. I never really thought that this channel will get to where it is right now, and I am very thankful for each and every single one of you who watch my work-life content. Thank you, I appreciate you, and looking forward to the next 1,000 subs. My name is Jason, and welcome to Better Today, a place where young leaders like you come for work-life motivation and inspiration. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button and make sure to subscribe. It helps the channel grow, and I really appreciate it. Do stay until the end of this video and watch out for today's question of the day. 30 is a great age-based milestone. We're young enough that there's still so much ahead of us, but we're also old enough to have seen and experienced enough of life. When I was in my 20s, I remember how old 30 seemed to be. Let me know in the comments if you ever had this feeling or this vibe. Anyway, I was a young, dumb, and broke ad man in my 20s. I kinda knew that I wanted my 30s to be a lot better. So I had a list of things that I wanted to have before I hit the big 3-0. Without further ado, let's get to it. The first thing you must have is brutally honest self-awareness. It's one of those things that sounds so easy on paper, but that's probably because we're doing it wrong. Self-awareness is about having the ability to look at yourself in the mirror and correctly examine your character flaws, your failures, and being honest enough to admit there are problems that need to be fixed. Criticism can be painful, but when we receive the same feedback over and over and over again, there's a good chance we're the problem. I had this issue when I was a young boss, when I felt that I was always right. It took a couple of years of honest feedback and a lot of patience from my mentors and good friends for me to finally look at myself a little bit more objectively and to realize that, man, I wasn't the person that I wanted to work with or wanted to work for. At that time, I think I'm nicer now. The second is a tight-knit circle of loyal friends. Speaking of friends, we tend to have a lot of friends in our 20s, but they're not all our friends, if you know what I mean. As I got nearer and nearer to 30, I remember that I was also being very picky with who I would spend my time with, and that my circles of trusted friends became smaller and smaller. This was such a great realization because I would end up inviting less people when I got married. Kidding aside, a small group of trusted friends, that means you've probably found the right group of people that you want to spend more time with. And they're probably very happy to spend their time with you. The third thing you must have is patience. In the age of social media, limitless content, and it seems everyone has an opinion that they need to broadcast to the world, it's far too easy to get triggered. It's too easy to get baited. And it's not just because it's easier to find things to get triggered about. It's also much easier to react when we get triggered. If you find yourself reacting to things way too quickly, take a deep breath and count to 10 or 100 or sleep it off. I was an impatient and impulsive person when I was in my 20s. And when I started to learn how to make myself wait before making a big decision, that helped build my patience for nearly everything. The fourth is the ability to forgive. Admittedly, I was an angry and insecure person from my teenage years all the way to my mid-20s, maybe even a little bit to my late 20s. I had massive chips on my shoulder, yeah, more than one. And I was carrying a lot of childhood hurt and trauma. I carried a lot of anger towards myself and others. But with the help of a strong circle of trusted people, I slowly learned how to have more empathy and how to feel more compassion for others. In our 30s, many of us start thinking about having our own families, taking on more leadership roles at work, or even start running our own businesses. It's a period in our lives when we need focus and clarity more than ever. And this includes learning how to let go of anger and practicing forgiveness. The fifth is the desire for self-improvement. I'd like to think that by the time we hit 30, we have a rough idea of what works or what doesn't work when it comes to our lives. We kind of know what our good habits are, and we're probably aware of what the bad ones are. I think that 30 is a great life milestone to do things or commit to doing things that improve you, like study again because now you know what you want to do, or move out from your parents' house because you're ready to be independent. That means by 30, I think you must have that desire at the very least for self-improvement, the itch to want to be better. It doesn't have to be a big life-changing action either. Even if it's just a moment of realization, I think that counts. If this video helped you and you learned something, make sure to hit that like button and remember to subscribe. Today's question of the day is simple. What would you add to my list? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Jason, and may your 30s be better today.